If you're a man, there's no point on living on this earth, in my opinion, if you haven't reached your full potential in terms of getting a 10 out of 10 dream body. Okay, maybe that's a bit harsh, but there's a nice quote by Socrates that goes, "No man has the right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training." It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable of. Let's be honest, if you're a man, you've already been dealt a bad hand. The only way you can turn this around is by working on yourself. Now, if you're a woman, it's different. The only thing a woman is judged by in society is by her beauty. And as harsh as it sounds, but it's the truth. If you boys didn't already know about the male advantage, it's a concept coined by one of my favorite YouTubers, Chris from First Man. I will leave a link down in the description below for you guys to check it out. But he pretty much says that women peak earlier in life and men peak later in life. Like a woman will be in her prime from 18 to around 26 years old because of a woman's beauty. And in this time period, everything gets handed on to their lap. But once they go past the age of 26, that's when things get a little bit difficult for a woman if she hasn't sorted her shit out, because now her beauty is diminishing as well. And for most women, this is marriage, kids, and a mortgage. This is what we call female life goals. However, for a man, we start peaking around 30 years old and we keep going up until we reach our fullest potential at around 36 years old. But our male advantage years are from 30 to 50 years old. Most men don't know what they're doing until they're around 25 years old. This is the words of Chris himself. By the time most guys start working out, they're around 25 years old or above. Now, if you get in the gym a little bit earlier than this, you're winning in one aspect of life. Your body is literally a representation of how well you take care of yourself, so why not work on it? Your body language is literally how the world is going to respond to you, so if you have a nice body and you work out, you have strong body language, and vice versa. No matter how confident you try to act, if you don't have the muscle to back it up, and if you don't have the frame to back it up, you would not be respected as much as you would like to be. Just think about it. Imagine walking into a room full of people and being the best looking guy in the room, and you instantly have the attention of the whole room at your fingertips. I've had this, boys, I'm telling you guys. I've walked into lecture rooms multiple times at my uni with a lot of people in them, and everyone's eyes just lock on you. And instantly, when they look at you, you have the respect of other guys, and you have the admiration of girls as well. So it's a win-win situation. It makes life easier, boys. It makes it 10 times easier. If you're a young man right now, all you want is the world to take you seriously, and this will get you the respect that you need. So now we have distinguished why you actually need to build an aesthetic body if you're a man. Now let's get into what you actually need to focus on to build an aesthetic body. First of all, I'm going to tell you guys outright that you guys have to do a bodybuilding style of training. You're not training to be functional like that. You're training to look good with and without clothes. A lot of people that train to be functional, for example, MMA fighters, they don't look that good in clothes, they just look skinny ripped. You don't actually want to be looking like this. You would actually want to be filling out your frame as much as you can naturally. This process is going to take years, and it's all about delaying gratification. And before you know it, time would have passed and you would have built your 10 out of 10 dream body. Always remember that you have many victories along the way. The smallest you will look is the first day you start lifting weights. You will literally get bigger and bigger as the months go by, and everyone around you would notice your transformation. So when I say bodybuilding style training, I mean having a structured bodybuilding routine. For example, like a push-pull legs routine or a bro split. Normally I recommend a bro split for all beginners because you want to be putting your muscle under enough stress and you want to be recovering for the rest of the week as well. This is a type of training that I've done for 5 years, bro, and it's got me my dream body. So I'm telling you boys, this shit fucking works. When you start a certain split, no matter what, just stick to it and don't keep changing it around. The body parts that give you the most aesthetic body would be back, shoulders, abs, legs, and triceps. These body parts give you that X shape, so pretty much an upside down Dorito and some well developed legs and a small waist. Now I'm not telling you guys that you should ignore the other body parts that I didn't mention. You should train them as equally as possible. So for example, your biceps and your chest. But I'm just telling you guys that you should prioritize the aesthetic body parts over the non-aesthetic ones. To be honest, all muscle groups are pretty aesthetic up close, but from far away, the most aesthetic muscle groups that stand out are the ones that I mentioned before. Now imagine, bro, you start doing a split that literally targets and prioritizes these muscle groups over the non-aesthetic ones, and you start doing them for about 6 months to a year. Imagine the amount of progress that you would have made compared to if you didn't start at all. Because time will pass by anyway, so why not do something that your future self will be grateful for? And trust me, bro, you might think this shit is hard, but it actually isn't. Once you have momentum and you start getting the hang of things, you will literally love the gym. And you literally love to wake up sore out of bed every morning. Now, one more thing that I must add is that you should be eating at a caloric surplus. Now, if you think that shit is hard, just forget it and hit your protein goals only. In an ideal world, you'd have your optimal nutrition to go with your optimal training, but we both know that optimal doesn't exist when you're young. My advice for you is to start researching on proper form of exercises to do, because the last thing that you want is an injury preventing you from achieving your long-term goals. My advice for you is to start researching on diet as well. For example, how much protein you should be eating in a day. There's a few videos on my channel that dives deeper into each one of these topics. So if you're interested, make sure you check them out on my channel. When you're young, bro, like all you need to focus is on fitness and success. And both of them take time to acquire, so the earlier you start, the better. Let's dive a little bit deeper into what you should be doing in terms of training. Like I stated before. Firstly, you must be doing compound movements. These are bench press, squats, and deadlifts. These are done to build your foundational strength and stability, for you to then go and do a combination of isolated and compound movements. You can do only these compound movements for about 3 months of your lifting career just to get your foundational strength and stability. After that, feel free to move on to a combination of compound and isolated movements. And don't screw up on the form, bro, for the love of God. I know it's easy to flare your elbows out on a dumbbell chest press, but instead turn the dumbbell slightly, tuck your elbows in, and then press. I can't cover all forms of exercises in this video, so I'm sure you get the point at this point. So make sure you do your own research. In terms of rep ranges, keep it in the hypertrophy rep range from around 6 to 30. You must only go up to 30 if you're training a smaller muscle group, because you can only overload it so much with weight. So the next best alternative for growing muscle will be to add more reps and more sets. And when that's depleted, you can actually start shortening your rest times. Honestly, if you're a young guy watching this, bro, like you have no idea of the power of an attractive physique. If you put in the work, I promise you will get there. And when you get there, bro, don't be afraid to show it off. You put your blood, sweat, and tears into this shit, and you believe that you don't deserve to show it off? Like, really? But I know people like this that train in my gym every day. They're literal monsters, but they're always training in a hoodie. I feel like I have said my 2 cents for this video. Now you know why you need to get an aesthetic body if you're a young man or a man, and what you need to do to briefly get that 10 out of 10 body. Now it's up to you guys to go on your own and do some further research and get more knowledgeable about fitness and apply it in your day-to-day life. My channel has some content that you might be searching for, but don't be afraid to go out there and do some further research, because you already know the shit's gonna pay off. It's up to you guys to sign up to a gym right now. That's the actionable step for this video. Sign up to a gym right now and start going today. And that's all I have for you boys today. And now for the generic YouTuber ending, like and subscribe. Peace.